I didn't realize I was exhausting myself by trying to fix everything at once. Until this happened. Last week we were in Paraguay and we have a new mission in life, that is to assist projects. So for us we are now in the phase of selling our property, our place, to dive in the adventure to be in South America. So last week we were there for a short time and we had some time left. So we had the idea, hey, let's visit some projects and see if they resonate with us, and then we can see if it works for us or not. Because I thought I had it all well organized, but being there and having the first conversation with someone who is guiding projects changed everything. I realized that I had the idea in my fantasy, in my mind, in what I think it will be a very interesting way of living already. And in real life, there are more things that connect with this. And I didn't realize that I also had to make other plans, and not just the plan I had in my mind, but how to uh, bring this into the 3D world. At the first moment, we spoke to a woman that was organizing uh, places for volunteering and was actually being a volunteer. I started asking, what is it what you want? And we just start explaining what we want. And then she asked the next question, where is it? Where would you like to go? What kind of project do you like to assist? And I thought, if I have my plan ready, things will evolve immediately. But they didn't. So at this point, I start seeing that I only had paid attention with Robert assisting in projects. At first, I started panicking inside. I was a little bit scared. I was scared of the big world beyond my dream. I stopped being very enthusiastic and being um, being open to 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 where I was feeling at that moment, but I blocked myself and I started immediately search online. Okay, projects. What kind of information is there? Projects. What kind of volunteer I can be? And then it was like a chaos opening with so much information that I stopped being happy at that moment. I was just freezing in the moment. And yeah, I felt like, oh no, maybe this is the dream. This isn't the dream I was. Maybe it was just a dream and it is not something I have to do in real life. So I freezed at that moment. Now after my first shock, I thought, okay, what do I do when I get overwhelmed in moments like this? I started by breathing deeply and slowly come back to myself. I was thinking, okay, what did I do with other moments that I was a little bit overwhelmed by all the information? And then I realized, ah, yes, I have to make it small again. I have to make little steps in this. Because when it's really big, we cannot oversee it. And the new question for me came up. I used to dream big, but I have to make it smaller to make a step in my now moment, in the now. What is it what I can do right now in this? I stopped being panic. I stopped being stressful. I started to get my enthusiastic back. And I started to focusing again, okay, what is the most important thing in this? Is to realize what it exactly is what we want to do. Are we looking for a project that we give money? Are we looking for a project that we assist online? Are we looking for a project to be in for a couple of weeks? Or do we want to live there? What is my first step to work out? And I realized I have to bring it by myself in just little steps. So the first thing I do was talk with Robert, start reading, and start laughing again about, wow, this was so overwhelming. This is funny because we were not thinking about this. And it was like a mirror of, of other parts in our lives where we also were just jumping into a new life, new way, new thinking without researching things. So it was like, yeah, good way to see it again. And this is exactly the part that we coach in. Make things small. And by the moment we start feeling overwhelming, what I see with a lot of people is when they are overwhelming, they cannot see clear anymore. And when they freeze, they stay in the freeze. They cannot see behind it, and they are just stuck in the overwhelming feelings and in the and not seeing what they can do. So it's like they can see where they want to go, no idea how to come there. I know how overwhelming these feelings and patterns can feel, especially when you are in the middle of this. So if at one point you would like support in this, this is exactly the kind of process I help people move through. So be gentle with yourself. What would be the smallest possible step you can do today? I always felt I had to follow my big dream in the past and just go there, but I was wrong. It's all about making steps in the now. Little steps, be aware, and I can do little exercise with you. So put your hand on your heart and close your eyes. And focusing on your big dream or the things you really want. And ask yourself, what is the first step I can do today? And that's it with it. What happens is that the big dream that is actually out of our field is coming closer to the now moment, and we are in this now moment. The energy change in our systems, and it's like bringing it back to ourselves, so not in the future but in the now. And then we can see clear, okay, today I know I want to go there, and if I do this, it is like a step into the right direction. So even if it's very tiny, very tiny, it is to it's the step, because when you make 20 days every day a little step, you step forward to your goal. So my advice is to connect to your heart, to your project, to what it is what you want to do. Be with it, and then information opens what to do. So my question for you today is, what is something you secretly no longer resonate with? Write it down. Connect with it. Make your first step today.